Good morning, friends. It is early Saturday morning. Doug is getting ready. He has school today. It's not class, it's psychological testing. 3 hours of psychological testing. He already did his questionnaire and he already did his face-to-face testing. Now today is a written test. Not like it's like fill in the little circle things. Not like an essay test. Oh, excuse me. So he is getting ready to go. He has to leave here by like 6:45. I plan on laying mulch this morning in the front. Last night we went to Holy Hour at church, Adoration, Exposition, and Holy Hour. And then after that, we stopped at Home Depot to get more mulch. In the past, a lot of times we've had like a landscape company deliver mulch to us. It's not a great savings money-wise around here. And honestly, I just don't feel like having that pile in my driveway and then having to move it all. The bags, I can put where I want them, split them open, and open them up. So, works for us. And then we can kind of get exactly what we need, too. So, we stopped and got, we got it for the side yard. We stopped and got more last night for the front. Because that is done. Adam planted the last bush yesterday. We kept one of the bushes because it was pretty decent. And then, like, when we got the new ones in, I'm like, you know what? I don't even like that old one anymore. It's like, it doesn't look right. It's too big because all the other ones are new. So we ended up taking that one out. So when I went to get my nails done Thursday night, our Home Depot did not have the bush I wanted. So when I went to get my nails done Thursday night, I stopped at the Home Depot up near the nail place. And they had the bush. So all the bushes are in. I'm going to give them a good watering again this morning before I cover them with mulch. Hoping to have that done by 7:30, 7:45. It's my hope. And then I'll shower and get ready to go to the grocery store. We are having company for dinner tomorrow night. I just need a couple things. I need to stop at the road stand and get some Jersey berries. So I'm going to make a strawberry pie. Like I said, Doug has school. And then this afternoon we have a funeral. Very odd time for a funeral, but it is what it is. Doug's cousin, his first cousin, passed away. Young, 69. He had a brain stem seizure. And his wife came home and she found him, and just incredibly sad. Incredibly sad. They have 9 children, most of whom are married with kids of their own now. But the 2 youngest girls are not. So, just very sad. So, the visitation is from 2 to 4. And then the service is at 4. It is at their church. They belong to a Methodist church. So, we are going to go there probably around 3. We'll be there an hour for the visitation and then the service. So, yeah. Adam is away the big one. Andrew is away on retreat this weekend. He left last night. He is up in Malvern, Pennsylvania for a retreat. Doug should be there. Doug has been to this retreat for 25 years. It's like a group of men who actually from our old church that go. But Doug has mandatory school this weekend, so he could not go. So, yeah, he was really bummed. He couldn't go last year because he was in active chemo treatment. And he can't go this year, so he's missed it 2 years in a row. He's a little bit bummed. He has a week-long retreat for the diaconate in September, but it's not the same. He likes this group a lot. So that's where Andrew is. Adam is heading to Jersey City this afternoon to hang out with his cousin, our cousin Russell. They're going to watch the UFC fights together tonight. And then he'll be home tomorrow. So Because like I said, we are having company for dinner tomorrow. Father Peter is coming for dinner. So that'll be fun. What else? That's about it. So tomorrow will involve a lot of cooking. So we will be making the Amish chicken pot pie, like the chicken and noodles, and a strawberry pie, and some dinner rolls. Yeah. So anyway, that is it. I am going to get a cup of tea, and I am going to get outside and start spreading that mulch so I can get it done before it turns 89 degrees. So I will show you the before and afters. I wanted to show you my coloring page. If you remember, I showed this to you back in January. So now we are up to June. So I think it looks cute, and it's a lot of fun. I've been having a good time with it. So I can't believe I've actually been keeping up with it. But anyway, there's that. Meaty girls doing good, or boys. Most of them are boys. Like I said, they've started to crow, which is not cool. 1 week from today, my friends. 1 week from today. We can do this. And then once they're done, then it's concrete, and then this is going to get sodded. Let's check on all the others. It won't focus because of the wire, but all the baby girls are doing good. They almost went up by themselves last night. Almost. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow they'll get the hint. And of course, the OGs. They see me heading toward the shed door. They think they're getting a treat. No, girls, not yet. While we're back here, I'll show you real quick little garden update. The zucchini, I don't know if you can tell, we already have zucchini on the plants, so that's very exciting. They're doing wonderful. Doug needs to get them staked up, though. That's a this afternoon issue. Our green beans already have flowers and buds on them, so they're doing great. That's that whole line. Our cucumbers, everything is just doing great. As much as I complained about the weather, all that rain and then all the sunshine has really, really done well. We've got lots of flowers on our tomato plants. Lettuce is starting to bolt, so that's gonna rest of that's gonna come out. We had a big salad last night with lettuce from our garden, so that was delicious. Onions are looking good. Herbs are looking good. So far, so good with the 2025 garden. You really can't tell on camera, but it is super, super hazy this morning. It is going to be a very hot, humid one today, I believe. That's why I want to get this done before it gets too hot. Okay, we have all the bushes planted. It looks so bare because those other ones were so big. All the bushes planted and the edging in. Doug has to go back and fix a little bit of the edging now that it has settled. Some of it moved a little bit, and that's natural, so he just has to go back and fix that a little bit. But now we're just going to fill all this with the mulch. This side we didn't touch, we just edged. We did not replace any bushes or anything over here. We just put the edging down. So I am absolutely loving it. Makes a huge, huge difference. So let's get that mulch laid and see what it looks like. Okay, all done, and it's only 7:45. It's all finished, it's all cleaned up. So I am doing excellent on time. I think it looks fantastic, and I'm anxious to see how everything grows. We have some Japanese holly. They're dwarf. We have euonymus, and then I forget what these are called. These are like conical shape, golden something. I'll have to look at the tag, but yeah, I'm really excited. I think it looks good. I think it looks fresh. It needed it after 22 years. I ran out of mulch on this side, which I mulched last year, and we do not mulch every year.
because when we mulch, we like to remove everything. We don't like to put the old on top of the new, or the new on top of the old, because it can create a lot of problems. So this side I was just refreshing a little bit just to make it kind of match. But I am beyond thrilled with the way it looks. And I showed you my porch a couple weeks ago, but just in case you missed that, we did a total refresh on the porch too. We got rid of the rockers and put these club chairs with the table and the rug. I think, personally, I think the rug is what just makes the whole vignette. I really do. I love it. So there it is. The front of the house is officially done. And now we can concentrate on the back. Don't even look at our lawn. Our lawn's a hot mess because we don't treat it with anything. So it's a hot mess, but I don't care. But I am beyond thrilled with the way it turned out. Now it's time to get the meat birds out of here in a week and then get that patio started. Cannot even tell you how excited I am for that. But right now, I need to go clean up the backyard, and I'll show you why. This is actually another issue we're dealing with, the hose reel. We definitely don't like it there. I was thinking about getting one of those really pretty wrought iron ones and putting it on the side of the house. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. We're going to definitely, if we're keeping this, we're replacing it because it's a hot mess. And then Doug's going to do with this downspout like he did with all the other downspouts. He extends it, buries it into the ground, and then makes a field and has it come out. So the water just doesn't gush out all over the place. He did that with the other ones in the backyard, and it has been fantastic. So he does plan on doing that with this one. It's on the list. It'll get done. Not too concerned about it, but definitely the hose reel because that's aesthetic. So we'll have to figure that out soon. So I said I needed to clean up the backyard. All these seed starter pots are going back to the nursery. The babies were playing with them. They played with them for an hour. All the toys, and they played with these, and they had a blast, so that was good. And then the backyard is just everywhere. I take these folding chairs and block off the steps because they want to climb on the steps, and our steps are scary. They're not climbing on them. So I block those off, and just everything's just out because we played out here all week in the water and everything. So we just need to do a quick cleanup. Once, I know I mentioned this before, but just in case you missed it, once the meat birds are out and once the patio is done, because this is the gate they're going to come through with the concrete, so there's no point in doing anything back here until they're done. But once the meat birds are out, it's going to be probably 2 years before we do meat birds again. So I can't live like this for 2 years. We are going to rototill this all up, and then we are going to lay sod in this area. And then we are going to take the playhouse, the slide, and all that, and this is going to be the play area back here. This fence is just temporary. We have it here because the babies, we don't want the babies back here. No, 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 no. So we just, that deters them. I mean, Hayes likes to open it and run back there and yell, meaties, meaties. But if I put it a certain way, he can't open it, and I just keep redirecting. So, yeah. We thought we were going to have to take this bush out, but the contractor said they would do it. So that's good, because they'll just bring in like a mini backhoe, like a little skid loader type thing, and just dig it out. So it's getting real. It's getting real. But for now, I just want to get all this cleaned up. And I want to get these cushions put away because it is supposed to rain. So I don't like to keep those out. One other thing we need to do is clean off the back of the house. It's hard to see, but there's a little bit of the green mildew on it. We get that on the back side of the house. So we will clean that off, and also on the fence. But we have time for all that. I want to get this done before the patio, because I don't want to put any, like, I don't want, once the patio's done, I don't want to be like power washing and spraying and all that. So that'll get done probably, I don't know, this week, next weekend. But we probably won't do the fence until after the concrete's done. I don't know. It's a scheduling thing. It's definitely a scheduling thing, but let's get this cleaned up. I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is our trash and recycle and compost area. Right now, it's just full because of all the projects we've been doing. It doesn't usually look this bad. But what we are going to do once the patio is in, the patio is going to stop right here. We are going to buy a privacy panel, white vinyl, for there. And that way, that will be hidden from view because, you know, it's not the prettiest thing to look at. So, there you go. Yard is pretty much cleaned up. It's an improvement, put it that way. I have to take the cushions in though, because I'm pretty sure it is going to rain. It certainly feels like it, and we don't like to leave them out. So take them in, put the boots away. The boot box too will go, and all the recycle, like everything will be back here. The patio will be, you know, not a working patio. Yes, we have a working backyard, but it will not be a working patio. So I'm going to get all these in the van. These will go back to the nursery. The other pots will go to my brother. And then I just need to get a shower, make a list, and be on my way. And it's great. It's only 8:02. Now, I will say, none of this would look this bad if we weren't getting the patio, because we would have done a spring cleanup. We would have pulled the weeds. We would have fixed the edging. None of this would have been here. We would have done a nice cleanup. But knowing we're getting the patio, what's the point? So, because it's all going to have to be moved and taken out and removed in a couple weeks anyway. So we are not exhausting that energy to do that. Nope, nope, nope. So now I am done. It is time for a shower, but I think while I am out here, I will go and check eggs. These ladies have been a little bit lazy the last week. We were getting 14 to 16 eggs a day, and now all of a sudden we're down to 8 or 9. I mean, spring is definitely the most prolific time for them, and it is getting closer to summer. So, but still, come on, ladies, I need my eggs. No eggs yet, but a lot of butts in the box. So we'll worry about that later. For now, let's move on to the next project. Okay, we are all cleaned up and ready to go. I went to the post office, mailed some stuff. Just a reminder, if anybody wants some dehydrated sourdough starter, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. The address is down in the description box below, my P.O. box. And I will be happy to send you out some of my dehydrated sourdough starter along with instructions on how to rehydrate it and some tips. So just self-addressed stamped envelope. That's the most important thing. And like I said, the address is down below for my P.O. box. What else was I gonna say? Oh, Adam was so mad at me when he got up that I did not wake him up to help with the mulch. I'm like, Adam, it took me no time at all. I can do it myself. Yeah, but I wanted to help. I said, you didn't want to help. You felt like you needed to help. But he's like, yeah, but I told you last night I would do it. I would haul the bags. I'm like, dude, this is why I work out every morning. So, and I just wanted him to sleep, honestly. Like, I didn't need help. He doesn't have many more days to sleep in, so I wanted him to, you know, enjoy that. It is raining. Oh, shoot, I forgot to go to my brother's. I'll hit his house on the way back. I just have some pots that I want to give him. I got on here to tell you something. Now I forget what it was. Something specific. But then, like, my mind goes in 20 different directions. I don't know. But anyway, I am going ahead and do all of my errands in the rain now, and I did not bring my raincoat. I just have on, like, a t-shirt dress today. Doug calls it my prisoner dress. So it is just a literal straight plain t-shirt dress. I have a couple of different colors, and they're not that attractive, but it works. I am going to, like I said, go to Aldi. I have to go to the feed store. This should be maybe the last chick starter feed I have to buy. No, we'll probably need another bag. I'm going to buy 2 bags. We feed the meat birds chick starter the whole time. And of course, they go through it quickly. The baby chicks do not go through it nearly as quickly. The baby chicks maybe eat like a quart a day, whereas the meat birds eat, I don't know, 4 gallons a day, maybe. Oh, I did bring a list of places I have to go, and I forgot to put the farmer's market on the list because I want to get some Jersey strawberries. Oh, and I forgot to put heavy cream on my shopping list. See, I was so worried about the main dish, I forgot about dessert. So, but I am going to go. I'm going to listen to my podcast. I am listening to a podcast. The channel is called Pints with Aquinas. And this podcast I'm listening to, Adam wanted me to listen to it. It's about exorcisms. And like this one guy about this house that he did an exorcism in and all. Adam wanted me to listen to it. It's 3 hours long, so I will be listening to it in chunks, but it's all good. So I'm going to go listen to that and get these errands done so I can get home and I don't know. Oh, I just realized I forgot to eat. I wanted to grab something this morning before I left for my errands and I completely forgot to eat. Oh well, we'll worry about it later. Well, I am a bit bummed. Jersey strawberries ended yesterday. I thought I had another week. So I never made a strawberry pie, and my mama's strawberry pie is the bomb. I guess there's always next year. So yeah, so Jersey berries are done. So I have to come up with another dessert. And I think I'm going to make a lemon pie that I've made before. I think it's called a lemon icebox pie. So I think I'm going to make that. I'm just a little bummed. Doug just called me. He is already done. They got done really quickly. I'm like, I thought it was a 3-hour test. He said this one was a lot shorter than the original one they took. So that's good. So he is on his way home. Yay. I'm pretty sure he's just going to spend the afternoon doing homework, especially since it's raining. Maybe it's a good thing that it's raining because that'll make him focus and do homework. Because if it wasn't raining, he'd want to be outside. And you know what? I cannot say I blame him because who doesn't want to be outside when it's nice? That's why we're building a patio, because we practically live outside. But yeah, so I'm bummed. That's all. Just wanted to be bummed with you guys. I swore we had another week. I always thought it was right around Adam's birthday that they finished, but not the case. Not the case. So anyway, we can pivot. It's not a big deal. Now I am heading to the nursery to give them all their pots back. They really appreciate it. Plus, you know what? It keeps them out of the landfill. If they can reuse and recycle them, all the better. Just keep them out of the landfill, and guess what? Save them a little bit of money too. So they have great prices on plants and starts and stuff like that. So maybe we can keep the prices good by returning this stuff. I don't know. At least I'd like to think so. But mostly the landfill. So I will figure out what I'm going to do when I get home, and okay, we are going to get started. I'm home. Everybody's home. Well, Doug's home. I'm home. Guess what I was able to snag? Yes. So I am getting started on the pie crust. I have 2.5 cups of flour in my food processor, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of sugar. If you're making a savory crust for like a pot pie or something, omit the sugar. We are going to put the lid on, and we're going to give it a little pulse just to incorporate that sugar and flour. Good enough. And now we are going to take 2 sticks of butter. I'm going to cut them in cubes and add it in here. It's in the freezer right now. You want it cold, 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 as cold as you can. So I'm gonna go take care of that one at a time, one stick at a time, because you want to keep it as cold as possible. So you want to work quickly. Adam's getting ready to head out. Andrew's sad that he's missing some cousin time, but he's glad to be at the retreat. Like he said, sometimes it's just where you need to be. Okay. We're gonna get one stick of butter in our food processor. And then we're gonna get the other. I also have in the freezer a 1/4 cup of vodka getting cold. So this is a vodka pie crust. The vodka cooks out, you cannot taste it. It just makes for a very, very flaky pie crust. This is my favorite pie crust recipe. It's so easy. And knock wood, it's pretty foolproof. Of course, I say that now I'm gonna have an issue, which I better not. I'm hoping I have time to get this pie all made before we have to go to the funeral, but I don't know, because everything's got to chill and bake and freeze and all that good stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we've got our butter in. Now we are going to pulse it for about 15 seconds. Okay, oops, your mixture should resemble sand, and it certainly does resemble sand. So now we're going to put our lid back on. I'm making a huge mess, and I'm going to open up our little feed tube. They look different on all different food processors. I'm trying to, mine's just a little tiny hole right there. And we are going to add in our vodka in a steady stream while the food processor is running. I'm not sure you can see. Let's do this. I am not the best at camera angles, I will admit. Okay. You can see it's starting to get moist and come together, but it's not quite there yet. So now we can add ice water, 1 tablespoon at a time, until the dough forms a ball. And it will go fast. You can hear the difference in the sound of the food processor, and boom. It went from sandy to a ball, and it is perfect. Perfect. So it takes me one, you can add up to several tablespoons of water, but I only ever have to add 1 tablespoon. So here is our dough. It is beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this in half. You can 100% eyeball it. I don't, just because I'm not good at that. So I weigh it out. Half of 653 would be 326-ish. So 326 grams. I know most people eyeball, but I like to be actually 327 grams. Okay. Now we're just going to put it on our counter and push it down into a disc shape. We're going to wrap each disc shape in plastic wrap, and then we are going to refrigerate it for 2 hours or freeze it for 30 minutes. I am in a hurry, so I am going to put it in the freezer for 30 minutes. I only need one of these crusts because this is a one crust pie. So what I'm going to do actually is I am going to freeze this in a ball. I'm going to put this in the freezer. I'm going to wrap it in several layers, put this in the freezer, and then when I make my next pie, I will already have my pie crust made. So I'm going to get this in the freezer for 30 minutes. While that is in the freezer, I'm going to clean up the mess from the pie crust so I can start making the next mess while I am enjoying a glass of sun tea. Made my first batch of sun tea the other day. I love making sun tea. I just do 4 to 5 ounces of the loose tea in my jar, fill it with filtered water, and let it sit out in the sun for several hours. And I think it's delicious. This is a blend that, my goodness, I got when I went to South Carolina to see Kim. It is a citrus mint blend. They gave it away for free, and it is delicious. I do it unsweetened. It does not need any sweetener. It is so good. So we are all enjoying this. So I have a decent amount of this tea, so I can see me making a decent amount of this summer. While I'm waiting for the crust, I'm going to start prepping the strawberries. If you know, you know. I keep all the strawberry tops and I turn them into a simple syrup. And that will make a lovely beverage for tomorrow's dinner. So win-win. But I am going to just get these. All you have to do is chop them up for the pie. We're going to have some of them raw in the bottom of the pie, but most of them are going to be turned into... Well, you know what? My mom always put them raw in the bottom. I don't know if I'm going to or not. But anyway, most of them are going to be turned into the filling, which is like almost like a jam. So we'll see. But we're just going to chop them up. We need a quart. This was 2 quarts in here. I usually use a little bit more, but you just kind of have to, whatever looks good. Okay, I have all of my strawberry tops, some water and some sugar. I will bring this to a boil, then turn it down and just let it simmer for a while. I let it simmer until it is very, very deep, rich red, and most of the color is out of the tops. And then I have beautiful strawberry simple syrup that I will mix with lemon juice, and we'll have strawberry lemonade. No waste. It's been a half an hour, so the pie crust has been chilling long enough. So we are just going to roll this out to 1/8 of an inch thickness. We're just going to ease it into our pie plate. And you want to just make sure you're pushing it in where the side of the pie plate meets the bottom of the pie plate, because you don't want any air gap there. You want it nice and tight. Okay. Now, I am the first to admit I am not good at making pretty pies. I am not. So I'm just gonna take my knife, go right around the edge. My knife is right up against the edge of that pie plate, just to get rid of all this extra. And then I'm just gonna give it a little, using my 2 fingers, a little edge. We are going to prick the bottom of it because we need a baked pie shell for this strawberry pie. So we want to prick the bottom of it. This way it releases the steam. And it hopefully will not bubble up. Okay, we're going to toss this back in the freezer for 10 minutes. While this is in the freezer, I'm going to preheat the oven to 425, but back in the freezer. Here, our crust has been in the freezer for 10 minutes, so I am just going to take a piece of parchment paper, put it in there, and then at this point, you want to fill it with pie weights. Guess who doesn't have pie weights? I know, can you believe that? I really need to order some. I don't know why I don't. But I'm just gonna use some rice. This is just this isn't the rice that we use for like dinner and stuff. I bought this rice to use in the bottom of my Dutch oven when I do sourdough bread. So we're gonna use it for this. Okay, we'll see. We are gonna bake this at 425 for 15 minutes. Then we're gonna remove the parchment and the rice. We're gonna reduce the oven temperature to 350, and we're gonna bake it longer. Now, if you were baking this to put in a filling and bake it again, you only bake it for 5 minutes. We want a fully baked crust, so it'll be baked another 15 minutes. And I will put a pie shield around the edges of it because I don't want the edges to burn. So first of all, 425, 15 minutes. Okay, here's the pie crust after the first part of the blind bake. It shrunk a little bit more than I wanted it to, but it's gonna be fine. As long as it tastes good, I'm good with that. So now we are gonna put it back in for another 15 minutes, but I'm going to reduce the heat to 350 degrees and let this go another 15 and it will be done. Here's the pie crust out of the oven. It is beautiful and golden brown. It just shrunk a little more than I wanted it to. I probably cut it too close to the edge, but I usually do that, so I'm not sure why it shrunk up so much, but I don't know. It'll be fine. It'll be delicious. I know it will taste good, especially when we get that filling in, which can't make the filling now until we get home because we have to leave for the funeral. So this is going to be a tonight pie. We'll finish it off tonight. And the strawberry simple syrup is finished too. I just have to put that in a jar. We are home from the funeral. It is 7:45. We've been gone since 2:30. The line was wrapped around the church. Oh my goodness. We got like the last 2 seats in the church for the memorial service. It was packed and it was so hot. Holy mackerel, was hot, but it was very, very nice. Very nice. They had a dinner, like a light supper afterwards. They had the local grocery store has a catering, and they make such good sandwiches and stuff. It was delicious. So, and it was, I mean, the circumstances suck, but it was so nice seeing all the family and everything, especially since we are going to miss the family reunion this year. So, yeah. So we are home. We are changed, as you can see, into our work clothes. It is 7:15. We're going to pull some weeds out in the driveway. That's the plan. And then somewhere around 8:30, we're going to see if we can get these baby girls to go up into the coop by themselves. We're not confident. Oh, and we have to collect eggs. We haven't collected eggs today, so there's that. But we are going to go out and pull weeds because you hate to burn daylight. Oh, I have to make a pie. I forgot. I still have to make the pie. I'll do that when I come in. Okay, you can't tell, but it's very dark. It is 8:45, and we got that whole bucket. We got all that. All that. It was really, really bad. So I think we're going to eventually pull the rock up, lay more of the, what's it called? The weed block, and then put more rocks back down. We'll see. I am definitely going to hit this with some vinegar solution to kill anything that was left. But it is 8:45 and we got to get those baby girls to bed. Okay, in from all doing all that, we're going to finish off this pie. I have my pie shell and I put some powdered sugar on it, and now I'm just going to sprinkle some raw strawberries on the bottom. Not a whole lot. And with the rest of the strawberries, we are going to cook them. And there's going to probably be extra filling, but that's okay. I'm going to keep it and put it in the guy's yogurt. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to get this cooking. To make our pie filling, it's pretty much just like jam. In here, I have my strawberries, some cornstarch, and sugar. And I am just going to cook over very low heat for about 5 minutes until it starts to, just like the blueberry sauce, till it starts to thicken and get clear. But I am going to use my potato masher and mash it up. So we want to release the juices. You don't want to completely obliterate it, but you definitely want it mashed up a bit. And then they will start becoming juicy. That's why we don't need to add any water. This will make enough juice on its own. I, on purpose, did not tell you the ratios of the cornstarch, or you can use arrowroot powder. And sugar, because I just kind of made it up this time because I had more strawberries than normal. The recipe on the website is precise. So we are just going to cook this until it gets nice and thick and clear. Okay, I should have measured because I put too much thickener in it, and it's a little too thick. But we're gonna go with it and see what happens. I'll test it out in the morning and decide then. If I have to pivot and make something else, I will. But there you have it. My camera battery died, or phone battery. That's why I didn't show it to you on the stove. But there is the pie. It might be okay. I took a little bit out. I'm gonna have Doug taste it and see if it tastes funky. But I'm gonna let this cool a little bit. And I'm just gonna put it in the fridge overnight. Tomorrow I'll make a sweetened whipped cream and put it on the top, and that's all there is to the strawberry pie. That is it for me tonight. I am tired, but I feel good about getting all that weeding done. And now the pie's done. We'll see what it's like in the morning. A lot of cooking tomorrow, so as soon as church is over, we are hitting this kitchen, my friends. Good night. Hey, good morning. I am home from church. Ooh, it was long. You giving None a microphone. Yeah, she spoke we had a missionary nun speak. She spoke for a long time. But I am home. I am going to get the chicken pot pie going. I am going to eat something. I am very, very hungry this morning, so I'm going to have some eggs and bacon. No, eggs and sausage and toast, because we won't eat again probably till 7 tonight. So I'm going to have a nice hearty breakfast. Get dinner going. The chicken pot pie. Check the strawberry pie to see if it's acceptable. If not, make something else. And I also want to make some dinner rolls. So got a lot going on this morning. I will bring you along for all of it. And first thing I'm going to do is get that pot pie started. To get started on our chicken pot pie, I have my big pot. I have some celery, some carrots, an onion peeled and halved, some chicken bouillon, and a whole chicken. You can also use bone-in thighs, bone-in split breasts, whatever you want. Just make sure you have the bones, because that helps give it the flavor. I also have a little bit of salt in there and pepper, and we are just going to put the lid on this. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer. We are going to get started on the noodles now. So in my bowl, I have 3 cups of cake flour. And to that, I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 3/4 teaspoon of salt, which I need to fill. We're going to give that a mix. I'm just using my little spoon I have here, because that works. I'm all for not dirtying more dishes. Lord knows I have enough. To that, we're going to add 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of solid shortening. You can use vegetable shortening if you want. I use palm fruit shortening. I've never tried it with butter. I'm assuming it would work. Don't know. Once we get that in there, we're going to use our fingers, and we are just going to combine that in. You can use a pastry cutter or a fork too. I just like to use my fingers. And we're going to just mix that in until it's incorporated and we have a consistency with almost like little peas. Just like if you were making like a pie crust. Next, we're going to start adding in some milk. We're going to add in 1/4 cup at a time, up to 1 cup. You want it just until a ball of dough forms. Probably won't need the whole cup. I don't know. Every time it's different, but I'm going to go wash up and get that milk ready. Okay, we're going to start with about 1/4 cup. And we're just going to start mixing. Go another 1/4 cup or so. Start mixing. Maybe I will need the whole cup. maybe another tablespoon. Okay, now I'm gonna get in there with my hands because that's my preferred method. The tiniest little scotch. Okay, I think that looks good. You really don't want to overmix it. It's a fine line, it's hard, but I think that looks good. So now we are just going to roll out our dough. I'm going to divide the dough in half. I find it easier for me and the space that I have to divide it in half and roll it out. And roll it out on a surface you don't mind cutting on. And we're gonna roll it out to 1/4 inch thickness. Now, if you want perfect square noodles, then you might have to adjust a little bit. You might have to pat this down into a perfect rectangle. You might have to re-roll some scraps. Honestly, I don't worry about it. I don't mind if they're organic looking. I mean, I try to keep them nice, but it doesn't always happen. So I'm just going to roll this out to we're at 1/4 inch. Maybe even just a little tiny bit thinner. And then we're gonna cut it. You can use a pizza cutter, you can use a knife. I have one of those wheeled cracker cutters, but honestly, I don't feel like getting it out. That looks good. Good thickness. So I'm just gonna get out a knife and use that. I generally like to cut in like 1 inch squares or rectangles. Like I said, see, like down here, these are not beautiful. The ones in the middle are, but the ones on the ends generally are not, and I don't worry about it. It all goes in the same place, and when it's all in that big bowl of beautiful gravy and noodles and chicken, you don't even notice. So now I'm gonna get out a piece of waxed paper or parchment paper, whatever you wanna use. And I'm just gonna set these on the waxed paper out of the way because you're gonna want them to dry at least a half an hour. But honestly, I find the longer you can leave them dry, the better. So I like to do these right away when I get that chicken broth started. And I'm just gonna, you can't see that. I'm just laying them on the piece of paper, of wax paper. And then we'll go and we'll do our other ball. And then we're pretty much hands off for a little bit. This is, I mean, it's not the easiest recipe in the world, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not hard, it's just time consuming a little bit with making the noodles and stuff, but honestly, hands off. It's not like it's 5 hours of hands-on time, so don't be afraid to give this a try if this is something that you like, because it's really not hard. So I'm gonna go finish up these. And we need to get started on some dinner rolls. I like, this is a very high carb meal, I know, but I love to serve dinner rolls with this because I love to dip that dinner roll in the gravy. I think it's delicious. And I meant to buy green beans to serve on the side and I forgot.
So I'm not sure if I'll have time to go out and get those, or maybe somebody can pick them up for me on their way home. We'll see. Okay, our chicken is done, and boy, does it smell wonderful. It's breaking apart. It's just perfect. I'm gonna just put all the chicken in a bowl and let it cool a little bit before I shred it, because I like to kind of shred it with my hands. And as you can see from all the smoke coming off, we're not touching it. So we're gonna put that in a bowl to cool for a bit, and we're gonna strain the rest of this broth through a fine mesh sieve or through some cheesecloth. Probably doesn't even need that. I'll just go with a sieve and see what happens. And we want a total of about 8 cups of broth. If I don't have 8 cups, I can just add some of my home canned chicken broth. You can add any kind of chicken broth you want, but first we're gonna get this strained off and see what we have. I ended up getting about 11 cups of broth, so I put 8 cups back in my pot. I'm just gonna let this sit while the noodles are drying and the chicken is getting cool. And it's only 1:30. We're not eating dinner until 6:30, so this is gonna just sit for a while. I'm gonna get started on the dinner rolls and then maybe take a little rest. Okay, I apologize for the noise in the background. We have the Phillies game on. We are going to start on our rolls. This is a new recipe for me, because doesn't everybody make new recipes when you're having company for dinner? Yeah, I do. So in my mixer here, I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I am gonna need more, but this is what you put in first. And then we are going to need 2 tablespoons of instant yeast. Instant yeast is yeast that you can put right in with the dry ingredients. You do not need to proof it in your liquid first. So 2 tablespoons of that. And then we need 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Oh, these are called light and fluffy dinner rolls, I believe. And then a teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to need 1.5 cups of warm milk. Let me give this a stir. 1.5 cups of warm milk. And then 6 tablespoons of room temp butter. We are going to put our lid on, and we are going to mix on low with the dough hook until the ingredients are combined. Okay, once they're combined, we're gonna start adding flour, 1/4 cup at a time, up to 2 more cups. You want the dough to clear the side of the bowl and cling to the dough hook. It should feel smooth and slightly sticky, but shouldn't come off on your fingers if you pinch it. It's looking better. But still too sticky. I think this is looking pretty good. It's not sticking to my fingers, if you see when I pinch it. So I think I'm going to crank it up to 2
to knead it and see what it looks like. I still have some flour if I need to add some in, but I'm gonna crank this up to speed 2 on my Bosch and let it knead for 2 minutes. Guys, I messed up. I've missed an ingredient. Let's see what happens. That's all I can say. Let's see what happens. Okay, I think we're gonna be okay. I did add another tablespoon of flour, but I think we're gonna be okay. Real life here, it happens. And I know why it happened. I was too busy watching Doug feed the chickens because, you know, chickens and my husband, 2 things I love. Okay. Our dough kneaded for 2 minutes. So we are just gonna take it out, put it into a greased bowl. Looks nice. It's very soft. So we'll see. We're gonna put this into a greased bowl and we're gonna let it rise for 30 minutes. Okay, this rose beautifully, so we're just gonna punch it down. And then I like to have all of my rolls to be equal in size. So I do weigh out my dough and divide it. Not necessary, you can totally eyeball it, but I am not good at that, so I don't. So this is 1,246 grams of dough, and I need to divide that by 24. So that is about 52 grams. So we will divide this into 52 grams. Oh, I didn't get out my baking dish. Let's get out the baking dish and then we'll form them. So we're gonna measure out, like I said, 52 grams. And then I take the dough and just pull it until it forms a little ball. Pinch it at the bottom. I put it down on the counter with the pinch side down and give it a little roll on the counter. And there you have it. And we are going to do this 24 times. We are going to let it re-rise for about a half an hour. Towards the end of that rising time, we're going to get our oven preheated to 375. And then we're going to bake our rolls. So I'm going to go get this done and I'll be back. Okay, I have our stock up to a boil, and now it's time to add in our noodles, which are on the other side of the kitchen, so bear with me here. And the timer is going to go off in 20 seconds. So I am just going to put my noodles into the simmering broth. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because we just want it to simmer, not boil. And when I put them in, I don't just throw them in all at once. I kind of try to separate them a little bit. Inevitably, they're going to stick together, and that's okay. But I try. Now these have been sitting out for several hours, and I did flip them over once, so they are nice and dry comparatively. So there's our first sheet in, and now I have to give them a stir, but I also need to take care of that timer. That is the rolls in the oven, so I'll be right back. We'll get the second one in. Okay, I tented those rolls and put them in for another 2 minutes. So I don't think the insides are quite done. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Just scatter them around. And now we're getting a lot, so we're gonna stir them up a bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We are gonna let these simmer. I'm gonna bring the the broth back up to a simmer. I'm not gonna leave it flat like this. And we're gonna let them simmer covered for 8 to 10 minutes. I tented the rolls because they were getting a little brown and the insides were not cooking, but I think these are good now. So as soon as I take them out, I'm just going to brush them, the tops, with some melted butter. And then these are ready for dinner. I also steamed some green beans in the Instant Pot. They're already done. I can just reheat those in a skillet quickly right before it's time to eat. I just try to get as much done ahead of time as I can, so I'm not frantic in the kitchen when company arrives. There we go, that looks good. And now we'll just let them sit and wait for dinner. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, I think, that the noodles have been cooking. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in all that shredded chicken that we took off the bone. We're gonna give it a good stir. And then we are gonna let this cook for about 30 minutes. If you feel like you need a little more broth and you have some left, you can add it in. I'm just gonna add a little bit. And we are just gonna let this, bring this back up to the simmer and let it go for 30 minutes. So here is our pot pie. For all intents and purposes, it's done. It's got about 10 more minutes. And then I will probably thicken it a little with a cornstarch slurry. But I just wanted to show you now because I will not be picking up the camera once our company arrives. So there it is, our rolls, our green beans, and that is dinner. Well, friends, I never closed out the weekend vlog last night. We had such a good time with dinner with Father Peter. He is hysterical. I mean, my kids have been friends with him for a couple years now. He's very young. He's probably, I don't know, 3 years older than Andrew, maybe? I don't know. But we had a really good time. A lot of good conversation, a lot of good laughs, a lot of good funny YouTube videos that we were sharing. But anyway, after that, I just cleaned up and we went to bed. So I just never even thought to close out the weekend vlog. So I am closing it out now. I've got 3 little guys today. And I am going to make dinner for Levi's family since they just had a baby. So I'm going to make dinner today and then send that home with them. So that's the plan, and just play with these guys. We have got Alexa going with music on, and we're in the house because guess what? It's raining again. It's supposed to rain today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It rained over the weekend. Wednesday, we should be good. Doug and I have a Phillies game on Wednesday. So hopefully it's supposed to be 85 and sunny. And then the weekend, it's supposed to rain again. It will not be fun processing these birds in the rain. So we are hoping that the forecast changes. But anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, click on that subscribe, that logo right there. That'll help you to subscribe. I'll post some other videos right here, and we will catch you guys in the next video.